Welcome everyone to my office/desk makeover. So this is where I edit all of my videos that I do in my business. This is where I play video games consistently. And as you can probably see, it's in a bit of disarray really. We've just gone back down into lockdown here in Victoria it's going on to be a second week of lockdown now, and it's looking like it might be a third or a fourth, which doesn't give me a lot of options to actually go outside and film. So I thought, what a perfect time to overhaul my entire setup and really clean up the space and make it a much more inviting space to work from. I have got a mess of cables under this computer, and it is a sit-stand desk which I got when I first started working from home, which is a great feature, but it doesn't really help out with hiding the cords when everything's up. So what I want to do is really sort that out and try and make it as minimalist as possible. I've also got my PC sitting on top of the desk, which really just takes up a lot of space. This is quite a small setup, so I want to try and keep it as minimal as possible. So I'm going to rearrange that. And I've got this random horse photo in the background, which isn't even mine. But that's gonna go, and we're gonna try and make that background a lot more appealing. Now my goal for this is essentially make the space as minimalistic as possible, as nice to work from as possible, and also make it a nice place to actually film videos when I'm stuck at home and need to film videos. So here we have what option number one might look like if we would actually keep the desk in the center of the room. There is a tiny gap on the side of me for the dogs to still walk past and get access to the couch, and plenty of room between me and the backdrop. Now, in terms of practicality, this probably isn't the most practical in terms of actual functionality of the office. However, it might look the best in terms of filming. However, I would still have my computer set up here, so I need to work around that. Not really sure how I'd do this one. So this would be option number two. And from what I can already see, this doesn't look great for filming. However, the desk is now sideways, which means I could fit in here much nicer, leaving the functionality of the room much better, and still fit maybe a shelf behind here. I think what's gonna actually help a lot is if I change the background now and make that look a little bit more appealing, and then keep playing around with the desk and just see what looks good with different camera angles. I probably should have done that before putting the shelf there, but we got there. Okay, so now I need to set up the shelf, and what I think it really needs is some color. So let's do that. Add a few lenses, make it a little bit more about me and what I'm about. My bell, sorry guys, and my book. I definitely feel like we're getting there. I just need to work out, I feel like this is a bit empty and I don't quite have the angles right yet. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start assembling the desk and putting it all together. I'm definitely gonna put the computer on the floor because it just takes up so much room. And then I guess we'll just work it out from there, and we'll play around and shift a few things once I've kind of got it set up. Play with the camera angles a little bit more. I think I need some practical lighting in the background just to light the background a little bit because it's a bit dark. And hopefully then we'll be starting to resemble something that looks like a desk setup. So I think what we do now is we actually just start assembling the desk and see whether or not the whole space flows as a whole, whether I can fit the greyhounds in here, whether I can fit everything that I need to do my job, and also just make it flow better than what it did before, but also look better than what it did before. So now that we have the basic layout of the desk, I've got my mic mounted here on the boom arm so I can actually move it around when I'm filming videos, and it's a lot more functional. Now it's time to tackle cable management, which is something I've put off for a long time. Welcome to Under My Desk. Now, you guys saw this before and it was an absolute mess. There was cables everywhere, and now we've cleaned it right up. As you can see, my head can actually fit under here because there's no cables hanging down at all. We've only got one source of cable, which is running down to the back of the computer, which are all the cables that actually have to go all the way down to the ground. Everything else is plugged into a power bank, which is actually built into the cable management system, which is screwed to under my desk. Okay, so I decided that it really did need some lighting. I've put in an LED strip on the back of the desk. And how the hell does this open? I ordered off Amazon some Philips Hue lighting, which can go in the shelf behind me. I guess I'm not returning it. So what I got was the LED play bars. Now these can mount up here and up above, which will basically just light up everything that's on the desk behind me. They're multicolored, and I just thought this was a good way to maybe light the background a little bit more, because it was just a bit dark. You were getting all the shadows there, and it just wasn't really that visually appealing. So let's install these and see how they look. So there you have it, guys. I've now put in the lighting overhead. I've basically cable managed all the way down the back of this black pole here, so all the cables are neat and tidy in a way. And I think this is a way better space than what we started off with, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. So hopefully, maybe this can give you some inspiration on how to basically spice up the area that you work from, just to make it a little bit more inviting. You know, you're spending a lot of time working, so you want to spend it somewhere nice, somewhere relaxing, and somewhere where you feel like you can be very productive. So I feel like I've achieved this space. I'll probably add to it and change it as time goes on. But as I said before, a hell of a lot better than where we started. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more videos like this, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.